Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
Are taking pride in outstanding performance. We are encouraging and recognizing innovation. We are committed to continuously doing things better, with enhanced services coming soon. Yes, we are here for you. Check us out today for your financial need. GUT Credit Union, it's where you belong.
This is the GBN television news for April 2nd, 2021. I'm Trellona Charles. Tonight in the headlines, Bishop Clyde Harvey delves into the Easter Triduum. Grenada Airport Authority reminds Grenadians of no flying areas during kite flying season. Opposition Senator Terry Noel says he believes members of the upper house of parliament should be elected by the voting population. In around the globe, France goes on lockdown, and in sports, tennis players are against COVID-19 vaccines. Details to these and other stories right after this message.
Get high making money moves with the NLA's new Aces High Scratch game with 4 chances to win. Beat the dealer's card to win the prize shown. Reveal an A symbol. And just like that, you are automatically a winner. Scratch away to win the top prize of $10,000. Win easy with Scratch. Must be 18 or older to play.
Good evening. This is GBN's News at 7. It's Good Friday, one of the most widely observed holidays on the calendar of the church. Various religions host services or mass to reflect on the death and burial of Jesus. This period brings an end to the Lenten season, and as Christians seek to purge their souls and embark on a period of renewal. As they observe Holy Week, the Easter Triduum was delved into by Bishop Clyde Harvey of the Diocese of St. George's. He spoke with GBN's Jared Joseph.
An emptying of oneself is how the Father is worshipped. Those were the words of Bishop Clyde Harvey as Grenadian Catholics begin the celebration of the Easter Triduum. Bishop Harvey says the depths of Catholic theology points to the worship of the Father by the Son in the Spirit.
That's the real divine economy, as is the expression that we use. Where do you enter into that? We enter into that because we become the body. We are the body of Christ. In baptism, we enter into it. And therefore, in Romans chapter 12, verse 1 and 2, we are invited to make our whole being, our whole bodies, a living sacrifice. Right?
The Triduum starts on Holy Thursday evening and ends on Easter Sunday morning.
On Good Friday, on Holy Thursday, there is no blessing at the end. There is no go in peace to love and serve the Lord. There is just a quiet moving on. And there's this powerful moment when the priests or the assistants take off the cloths from the altar, and the altar is laid bare. Right? Why is that?
The Catholic bishop explains in depth the significance of what happens on Good Friday.
You move on, and then you move to Friday, and Friday is not a mass, not a mass, not a mass, right? So you are not going to mass on Good Friday, and you show your maturity as a Catholic if you understand that. You're not going to mass on Good Friday. Friday is a solemn commemoration of the Lord's Passion, and communion is a part of that, because communion is, in receiving communion, we enter into the depths of the mystery.
I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
The times we live in call for new dispensations. That's the realization which is hitting churches across the world as the COVID-19 pandemic continues unabated. As part of our analysis series, we decided to take a step back to review how the pandemic has been affecting the church. For tonight's analysis, we have with us pastor of the St. George's Baptist Church and president of the Grenada Baptist Association, Pastor Stanford Simon. Pastor Simon, welcome to the Good Friday edition of the news.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be with you. I wonder what you have in store for me, but I'm looking forward to the discussion.
Great. Traditionally, churches hold services during the Easter period. Some churches would hold a procession for Palm Sunday, which was last Sunday, along with the usual events leading up to Easter Sunday. But with the COVID-19 pandemic, there are many regulations in place. First of all, tell us, did your church have a Good Friday service, and how has your church and some of your affiliates adapted to this new reality of a global pandemic?
Well, we as a church, I'm part of the Grenada Baptist Association, and every year on Good Friday we come together to have our services. So the 5 Baptist churches came together in Grand Bacolet, and we had our service there. So collectively it was a very good service, and for us just to reflect on the Lord's death, burial, and resurrection collectively. But most important, I think, also reflect on having communion. That's a time when we reflect on the Lord's, what he asked us to do in remembrance of him. So we also had communion on this morning.
Great. Last year, even the Vatican made changes where we saw the Pope conducting the Good Friday proceedings while practicing social distancing. Generally, how has COVID impacted churches?
Well, it has impacted churches a lot. To a great extent, you have less attendance in church. You have persons afraid to come back to church because of the COVID situation. You have persons who find it very difficult because they don't have a job. They have lost a job, especially in the hotel industry. That's a big problem here for us because a lot of our people in our church is employed there. And then you have persons who are struggling because their businesses are not doing very well because of the economic situation. That in itself impact the tithe and offering that you collect. Therefore, it impacts you paying your bills as everyone else and managing your financial resources. So the church itself had to make some changes and adapt to what we are seeing now. It is not easy for churches, and I know not only speaking about the St. George's Baptist Church or the Grenada Baptist Association, I think churches across the country is suffering the same fate. What is meaningful for us as a church, because we have adopted the use of technology over 20 years ago. That in itself has helped us as a church to adapt very quickly and to be able to speak to our members through Zoom or Facebook or streaming our services, which in itself has been very helpful to us as a church.
Speaking of adapting and using technology, if this pandemic continues for years to come, would churches as we know them today be able to survive?
Well, I think the church would always survive, and that is a good question. The problem, I think, many churches would face, it is the church itself adapting, because the Word of God is so clear that God have adapted to every situation to be able to get his message out. When it were in the early years of Jesus, they walked and they preached the word. You had a time of the Crusades happening. Then you had Billy Graham coming on the scene with the broadcast of service by satellite. Now you have the broadcast of services using Facebook, streaming your service, and that is where today you have a number of churches who is permanently online. They do not have a physical place of meeting. They are online. And I think to a great extent, that is where we are going. It is important, I believe, for churches to invest in technology. And that is where I think the church have failed. COVID, I guess, have pushed a number of churches into that direction where they do not have a choice in terms of getting more persons involved by using technology. It is important that I think the leaders of the churches recognize that if they want to survive in the 21st century, a lot of our young people in Grenada, we have a very young population. I think 62.3 of our population is under the age of 30. Most young persons now are spending their time on Facebook, they are on Instagram, they're on YouTube. And if you want to reach them, I believe that's the place the church have to be. And as a church, St. George's Baptist Church, we have adapted very well and have used the technology and the platform to be able to effectively deliver the message of the Bible to the young persons within our community and across the world.
Well, Pastor Simon, thank you so much for joining us tonight to give your insights. That was pastor of the St. George's Baptist Church and president of the Grenada Baptist Association, Pastor Stanford Simon. For those who opt out of religious observances, Easter time is for social gatherings and related activities. The Easter weekend has become synonymous with kite flying, but in recent times, aviation authorities have found it necessary to issue warnings to the public about the practice, especially in particular locations. Just over a year ago, an airplane faced a close call when its engines became entangled with a large volume of kite threads. Yesterday, the Grenada Airports Authority issued a statement reminding the general public of the no-flying areas. It advised that the flying of kites within the vicinity of the airport is prohibited. Other prohibited areas include, but are not limited to, Caliste, Frequente, Fort Judy, St. Paul's, Mount Parnassus, and Mount Morris, and the vicinity of Lauriston Airport in Carriacou. The Grenada Airports Authority urges the general public to cooperate towards the ensuring of the safety of aircrafts and aircraft operations into and out of the Morris Bishop International Airport. Schools may be out but not off. The St. George's University continues to prove that business continues. Last week, it issued a statement on the planned upgrade and expansion of its True Blue campus. This week, it has welcomed a new group of students who have been awarded scholarships through a cooperation agreement with the government of Grenada. Gerard Joseph reports.
Various scholarships were awarded in areas such as nursing, biology, business, medicine, and veterinary. Colin Dow, Associate Dean of Admissions at SGU, says it is heartwarming to welcome students who have forged ahead despite the COVID-19 pandemic. He admonishes awardees to make the most of the significant investments being made.
Significantly as well to think Grenada. I know that the university's tagline for many years have been think beyond, but think Grenada. Within the School of Arts and Sciences, every paper, every presentation, every assignment, how can this knowledge be applied to my community, to my parish, to my country, to my region, to this world? Starting at home, but not limiting your school, not limiting your potential. But it is not.
Dow also advises awardees to think about how they can apply the knowledge gained.
When you are a successful graduate from St. George's University, you have been thinking of Grenada. You have been thinking of our region, and therefore you can literally hit the ground running, applying the theory that you would have gotten within the classrooms. This mindset, this orientation is extremely important for you to be able to be relevant upon graduation, or as close enough to that graduation day as possible. I would also like to urge you all to to take advantage of all of the support.
Education Minister Emmeline Pierre, addressing the awardees, urged them to see the growth as they grow as students and as individuals.
How much are you aware of the contribution that you can make to your country? How much are you aware of the opportunity that you have, that you won't give up, as Mr. Dow said earlier, that you're going to ask for help when you need help, and that you're going to pursue to the end successfully.
SGU is expecting to reopen campus for the new school year in August. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
This is News at 7, our special Good Friday edition.
There's a reason we have been here to serve you for the past 40 years. A reason we have continued to grow. A reason we have continued to celebrate. That reason is you. We have been here to help you plan for your future and here to help you celebrate your achievements. We continue to be here, even when the future seems unclear. Because one thing is certain, you're the reason we care.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
There are those who say they care, and then there is Jediah's Pharmacy, conveniently located at the front entrance of the Brew Street Mall, right next to a Riser Credit Union. We offer premium quality products and services, and when you need us, we are there, offering you around-the-clock service, Mondays to Fridays, 7:30 to 7 p.m., Saturdays, 9 until 7 p.m., and Sundays, 10 until 2. At Jediah's Pharmacy, we show care with a beautiful smile. Call us today at 440-5342. The number again, 440-5342. Jediah's Pharmacy, affordable and totally dependable.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, Daisy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016, or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
Introducing Color by Sissons. 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 Color by Sissons.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
There's a reason we have been here to serve you for the past 40 years. A reason we have continued to grow. A reason we have continued to celebrate. That reason is you. We have been here to help you plan for your future and here to help you celebrate your achievements. We continue to be here, even when the future seems unclear. Because one thing is certain, you're the reason we care.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Welcome back. Opposition Senator Terry Noel says he supports the idea of members of the upper house of parliament being elected by the voting population. He thinks the process should be similar to the system that sees the election of parliamentary representatives. Appearing on GBN's To The Point program this week, Senator Noel said that he believed that the election process would showcase the people who are serious about the country's development.
Would you support the idea that senators in the upper house should be elected by the population in the general elections, just as members of the lower house of parliament?
I fully agree. I think that is something, a situation similar to the United States, where senators are to be elected rather than just being appointed. So they have to do the necessary work and show the people that they're actually genuine and really want to initiate change to the society and to the holistic development of Grenada, Carriacou, Pitty-Manley. So I personally would support that. I think it's good for democracy and it's good for politics, rather than having to just appointing people and so on for these posts. I think I would support that very much.
Grenada and other CARICOM countries have heaped praise on the Inter-American Agency for Cooperation in Agriculture. They have lauded the regional body for its efforts to develop the agricultural sector in the region at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. The agency's contribution was highlighted during the IICA's annual Accountability Forum this week. Rina Pear reports.
Ministers and secretaries of agriculture of 14 Caribbean countries related some of the dramatic consequences of the COVID-19 pandemic in the region, listed new challenges in strengthening food production, and emphasized the support that the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture, IICA, has provided in the campaign against food and nutritional insecurity in 2020. It will go down in history as a year that had crippled tourism, the engine of Caribbean economies. The high-level authorities were participating in IICA's virtual 2020 Regional Accountability Seminar, which gave an overview of the hemispheric organization's action to support the Caribbean productive sector. Announcements were also made about new initiatives, and the agricultural authorities held a frank discussion about difficulties stemming from COVID-19, indicating that the technical assistance received has been invaluable. Saboto Cesar, Minister of Agriculture of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, said he hopes that the various islands do not adopt an individualistic approach, but instead discuss collaborations that will allow them all to advance as a region. The IICA Director General Manuel Otoro spoke of the commitments of the hemispheric organization with respect to the countries of the Caribbean, vowing to continue supporting the advancement of the local rural sector. He mentioned aspects such as maintaining the infrastructure of the 14 offices, providing adequate human and financial resources to implement the strategies deployed in the Caribbean, including a special fund to support the region. He promised that the regional body would continue supporting proposals and securing external funding to address agricultural and rural development issues. Otoro also stressed the importance of supporting the post-COVID-19 renewal and positioning of the agriculture and rural sector of the Caribbean. The pandemic has had a tangible effect on the economy of the Caribbean. Fidel Grant, Minister of Agriculture of Dominica, noted that the region has seen a drop in export, loss of jobs, and the closure of hotels. Countries in the region experienced a decline in their gross domestic product by as much as 10% in some cases, and agricultural production is considered to be essential to turning the tide. Elvis Moraine, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Agriculture of Grenada, told his regional colleagues about the establishment of farmers farmers market around the island to allow persons to access food. According to him, IICA was fundamental in helping us to develop work plans. According to the ministers, COVID-19 has highlighted challenges in the Caribbean that require urgent attention, such as addressing the effects of climate change. In closing, Otoro remarked that, and I quote, "We have designated the Caribbean as a priority region, given its vulnerability to climate change. We are introducing more and more actions in keeping with our strategies and priorities for the region." For GBN News, I am Rina Pear reporting.
A group of residents in St. Andrew have started a campaign to clean up sargassum along the sea coast. This appears as a never-ending task. However, one villager tells GBN's Chrislina John that over time, they have learned to deal with it.
A gang of workers employed to clean up the invasive weed in Sobeys spoke to GBN about the task of cleaning up the beaches daily. With the movement of the tides, huge amounts of the seaweed accumulate daily. Workers plunge into the thick piles of the weeds spread miles along the seashore. The collection is usually deposited not too far offshore. Workers say as nature takes its course, it disintegrates quickly, allowing for a repeat of the process.
Challenging, real challenging, boy. You know what? The lash of fuck on them day every day. I mean, it's we hustle, so we have to come out and try to make ends meet every day still. Like if you understand, if you see what's going on the Canada, so when you see that, you know, every time 2 days he drop in. So we could always come and we dump in and top it again. And then we take with time and work with time. Because it's man and machine, eh? So we have to take with time and we just over time we learn to take care of it, man.
They are a bit challenged, one worker says. However, with farmers taking loads for their farms, it is a great ease. They say the use of heavy equipment is a no-no.
Starting, we got there a lot, you know, we got everything for everybody, but then the boots and thing doesn't really last long in that kind of thing there. By the time you turn so now, your boots you go catch the modern thing and then it might bust with the fork. We have fork, we have other things like that, but we need some boots first thing, and then we might well, gloves is so important, but the mask, this thing is that thing when you smell it, boy, you get hungry one time instantly, like a gas in your belly. So that is basically what we need. Just probably 2 new boots and a steel tip preferably of us, and we okay, man. We just taking the time and bank it up.
Villager explains that the cluster is a bit lighter along the Maki beach with less stench.
We always refine Maki, so you mash it up like, and bring it back out where in Sobeys the sea stagnant, and then the sand, most of the sand coming from the China Hill, the wastewater from the houses with the soap, you give it the scent. And that is really the difference. I don't really get no high scent from Maki even when you're passing.
John, GBN News.
Tonight we take a flashback through the eyesore lens as many people head out onto the lands on Monday. Some may be picking cocoa. Tonight's eyesore report looks back at a farmer and his helpful dog.
A good eye captures all. GBN Eyesore is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clear Vision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Clear Vision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
Tonight we have an unusual helper in the garden. Pablo, our reporter's dog, is captured helping out by gathering cocoa as they fall from the tree. They say a dog is a man's best friend. Pablo also proves to be a man's right hand and co-worker. Kudos to the duo. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Stay with us. Sports is up next.
Once upon a time, we shopped at Wonderland, then Neverland. But we're all grown up now and no longer believe in fairy tales. So now we just shop at Shoes R Us. At Shoes R Us, we stock the latest in shoes, tops, and and jeans for the fashion-conscious lady. We also carry colognes and much, much more. And for the modern trendy male, we have the latest brand name shoes and sneakers, Converse, Reebok, Nike, K-Swiss, Puma, and much more. So check us out at our two convenient locations, Melville Street in St. George and Ben Jones Street in Granville. At Shoes R Us, we say, come shop with us.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
Fair offers quality foods at affordable prices. Now, with our improved web store, you can make all your purchases from the comfort of your home. It's so simple, easy to log in and navigate, safe and secure transactions, and a quick checkout. All your grocery needs at your fingertips. Convenient and reliable. Food Fair, where you can fill your baskets without emptying your pockets.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Do you know what time it is? You guessed right, it's detox time again. At Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center and Natural Health Store. Purchase our 7-day cleansing pack for only $500. Includes everything you need for a complete total body cleanse. Cleanse your blood, kidney, liver, and colon. This cleanse will help you lighten up and get rid of the excess. Also available are our special product Detox Combo Pack for only $100. Try our single detox products starting from $40. Check us out now. Belmont St. George's, close to the Fall Edge area, or call us on 231-6642, 449-7753, or 418-7115. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. Detox, your way to health.
And Valley Pharmacy offers both wholesale and retail pharmaceutical and over-the-counter products. We have the most competitive and affordable prices. We are the agents for Vit Plus multivitamin for healthy everyday lifestyle and Synatogen powder. Hills and Valley Pharmacy supplies the best quality, name brand clinical products such as Rescue Oil, Bio Oil, Neutrogena, Aveeno, and Clarisil. We offer the most convenient opening hours. Our telephone numbers are 435-6904 or 6903. Remember, at Hills and Valley Pharmacy, your health is our business. We care.
Now open, Hills and Valley Medicare Center, your one-stop for medical supplies, massage therapy, physiotherapy, and an in-house physician. At Hills and Valley, your health is our business.
Good evening, sporting fans. Some of the world's top tennis players have said they do not want to receive a coronavirus vaccine, triggering a major debate within the sport. Both the ATP and WTA governing bodies have called for players to be immunized, but insist they will not force them to be vaccinated. Leading stars in both the men's and women's game, including Novak Djokovic and Elena Svitolina, have expressed skepticism over COVID-19 vaccines. Last year, Djokovic said he was opposed to the vaccination before embarking on a controversial exhibition tour in Serbia and Croatia that was attended by fans. The tennis star and 3 other players later tested positive for the virus. He later claimed his comments about the vaccinations had been taken out of context in the media, saying, "My issue here with vaccines is if someone is forcing me to put something in my body that I don't want." In recent weeks, the debate over the vaccine has intensified. Health bodies, including the World Health Organization and the European Medicines Agency, have repeatedly said the benefits of the vaccine outweigh any risks. 4 outstanding athletes from Carriacou will participate in the 2021 National Championship Games in Grenada this weekend. They will be looking to secure spots on Grenada's 2021 Carifta team. DeAndre Bristol will participate in the under-17 boys javelin, discus, shot put and long jump, while Renia Alexander will compete in under-17 girls javelin, shot put and discus. Brent Edmond will participate in the under-17 boys 3,000-meter race, and Rufus Clemens will compete in the male 5,000-meter open race. The Ministry of Carriacou and Petimatnik Affairs says it is confident that the team of 4 will make the sister isle proud. In 2020, the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic and resulting restrictions necessitated the cancelling of the annual Pump It Up Fun Walk, and the same applies in 2021. However, this year, the bank endeavors to hold a series of activities that will continue to surround family and fun and will focus on simple, healthy lifestyle choices. We get the details in this report.
The Co-op Bank Pump It Up Fun Walk goes virtual this year as the organizers continue to reach for its $500,000 goal that will go toward the re-establishment of the Carlton Home. Like most things over the past year, the bank was forced to cancel the 2020 walk due to the imminent threat of COVID-19 and the restrictions implemented by the authorities. To avoid a reoccurrence, the organizers have put together a series of virtual activities in 2021. Member of the organizing committee is Carla Wilson.
Last year, nothing happened, and we said again this year we cannot allow it to slip away from us given the importance of the initiative. So we are having a series of different activities. We're having step count challenges, exercise challenges, healthy meal preparation challenges, very exciting stuff happening over these few weeks, except not a fun walk.
As the event goes virtual this year, a series of exercises will be recorded and posted on social media every week for participants to complete, and the other competition categories will also be facilitated online.
So we're going to have those exercise challenges uploaded on our Facebook page. So we're encouraging persons to visit the Facebook page. You must be a registered participant. You need to film yourself as a group. You can exercise as a group or as an individual. And post those videos, upload them to the Facebook page. And the first 2 groups or first 2 individuals to complete all the challenges would be eligible to win prizes. Also, we're having a healthy meal preparation challenge. Again, we encourage you. We're going to be putting out some information because we have flyers and so on, which will give you a list of local ingredients that you can use to prepare your healthy dishes, your desserts, your food, your smoothies, whatever it is you choose to prepare. You upload it again to that site and you will be eligible. You share it and you'll be eligible to win a prize. The most likes, the most votes, the most shares, you'll be eligible to win a prize.
Each year, the bank selects a health-related non-profit organization to be the recipient of the contributions from Pump It Up. From 2016 to present, the beneficiary is the re-establishment of the Carlton Home project. The Carlton Home is a rehabilitation center for substance abusers, which was destroyed by fire in 2006. Funds raised over the past 5 years are almost 65% of the target.
And the doctors and so on have been talking about substance abuse, and even in terms of young children and young people getting involved with drug addiction and stuff like that. And we've recognized that it is a growing problem in our society. So we decided that let us do something a little different. We've given to the Heart Foundation, Kidney Foundation, but we wanted to focus on substance abuse and mental health and recovery. And in the past, when we had the Fun Walk, the bank would put $1 for every mile walked per participant into the fund. Now every $15 package goes directly into the fund. As a result of which, to date, we have raised almost $325,000 towards the goal of the $500,000.
Additionally, the bank will air the first ever Pump It Up video series, which seeks to raise awareness of the challenges associated with substance abuse, highlight the importance of the Carlton home, and promote the benefits of healthy lifestyle activities and overall well-being. Activities culminate with a National Pump It Up Day on April 30th, where everyone is encouraged to wear their Pump It Up t-shirts on that day. Blossom Alexis Welsh, GBN News.
For sports, up next, around the globe. Tonight's probe around the globe takes us to France as it enters its third national lockdown this weekend, as it grapples with more than 30,000 new COVID-19 cases a day and a death toll nearing 100,000. Schools will be closed for 3 weeks and domestic travel is banned for at least a month. It extends strict measures already in place in regions like Paris, which had been criticized as inadequate. Al Jazeera's Leah Harding reports.
Shut down by Saturday. With the death toll from COVID-19 nearing 100,000, French President Emmanuel Macron was forced to act.
We will lose control if we do not move now.
Macron has tried to keep the country open as a way to protect the already battered economy. But with many intensive care units at breaking point and a slower than planned vaccine rollout, the economy had to wait.
Remember this figure. 44% of patients in intensive care are today less than 65 years old.
For the next 4 weeks, schools and nurseries will be closed, along with non-essential businesses. A curfew will be in place, and travel will be restricted to 10 kilometers from home. Earlier this week, Macron said regional lockdowns, like in Paris, would be enough. Scientists disagreed, saying partial lockdowns won't stop such a fast-spreading virus.
We must prevent the virus from spreading. We can't do it with half measures. These 50 shades of measures for now are not producing results. And in 2 weeks, we still won't see any result. So we must go back to a lockdown. And unfortunately, this lockdown will last for several weeks.
Then on Wednesday, Macron changed his tune.
For the coming months, each one of us must make an extra effort. This is what I ask of us, collectively, this evening.
The surge of COVID-19 cases in France is linked to the slow rollout of vaccines across the European Union, along with disputed fears surrounding the AstraZeneca vaccine.
In the coming weeks, we'll accelerate further the number of doses that we will obtain, and we will gradually become the first continent in the world in terms of vaccine production.
But for now, months after the first vaccines were approved, only 12% of the French population is inoculated. Leah Harding, Al Jazeera.
Paul Simon has sold his entire song catalog to Sony Music Publishing for an undisclosed sum. The deal covers more than 6 decades of music from Simon and Garfunkel songs like Bridge Over Troubled Waters and Mrs. Robinson. It also includes solo hits like You Can Call Me All and 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. Simon said he was pleased to have Sony as the custodian of his songs for the coming decades. He is the latest legendary musician to hand over their publishing rights. Bob Dylan sold his songs to Sony's rival Universal Music for nearly $400 million last year, and Neil Young sold half his catalog to Hypnosis Songs Fund for around $150 million in January. Debbie Harry, Barry Manilow, Shakira, and Stevie Nicks have made similar deals, trading their future royalties for upfront payments reaching 9 figures. That's it for Around the Globe. Stay with us for a recap of tonight's top stories. From sugary sweet eggs to luxury chocolate truffles, Easter is a time many will be exchanging treats with their loved ones. But maybe check the expiration date on the box just to make sure it was made in this century. Chocolate commissioned by Queen Victoria, 121 years old, has been found in its original packaging in a Boer War helmet case in Norfolk, Eastern England. British confectionery giants Cadbury manufactured chocolate batches in 1900 to boost morale for soldiers fighting in the Second Boer War in South Africa, although it's not certain which company made this particular tin. The bar and helmet belonged to the 8th Baronet Henry Edward Paston Bedingfield, who fought in the war. That's it for Around the Globe. Stay with us as we give you a recap of tonight's headlines. And now for a recap of tonight's top stories. Bishop Clyde Harvey delves into the Easter Triduum. Grenada Airport Authority reminds Grenadians of no flying areas during kite flying season. Opposition Senator Terry Noel says he believes members of the upper house of parliament should be elected by the voting population. In Around the Globe, France goes into lockdown, and in sports, tennis players refuse COVID-19 vaccines. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at or on GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Trellona Charles. That's the news. We'll see you again. Good night.